Welcome to episode number 34 of Broad Street Fanatics. I am here with a special guest, Camryn Lexow from the University of Virginia, and she plays women's soccer, and we are very happy to have her on and see what she has to say. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
My first question is, what was your favorite memory playing soccer at Abington?
This one was a hard one. I would say that I didn't have one specific one, but I had a lot of like small memories, just like from bus trips to away games, singing on the way back. But like I took a lot of pride in when I was named captain junior year, and I took the leadership role and I took it to heart. And I really wanted to take players under my wing because I knew a lot of them had a lot of potential. It was the little moments that made my time playing high school soccer fun, from like warm-up playlists to leading my team in warm-ups and giving younger players advice in order to better their play. I wanted to be a role model on and off the field for them. And every game was different, but I did take a lot of pride in leading my team in every game, whether it was telling them, like pulling them to the side and saying, oh, you could have done this better in this play, or maybe next time do this. Pushing them to be their best as well in practice and in games. I had a teammate named Casey Tui, and she was two years younger than me, but I saw a lot of myself in her play and her work ethic when she joined the team her freshman year. I knew without a doubt that she could play at a very high level, so I took her under my wing and enjoyed seeing her grow into the player that she is now. She's playing at Drexel University. I guess a bigger moment that I would say stood out to me was when I was named Gatorade Player of the Year, and I went to Florida to play in the All-American game. And some of the best players came to play from all over, which made me proud of the player that I was becoming. So I think that was probably one of them too.
So my second question is, what was your recruiting process like for you to make a perfect decision?
So it's definitely mine was very different from what it is now. I know that girls can't talk to coaches until I think the summer going into their junior year, I believe. But for me, I started talking to coaches and going to ID camps when I was in 8th grade. It was a little overwhelming because I was so young, making such a big decision for like 4 years ahead. But my parents and my coaches were very supportive in the decision process and the whole process in general. I would email coaches to come watch me play at like tournaments, showcases. My coaches would relay emails to me from coaches that had interest in me. My parents ultimately wanted me to consider everything, not just about soccer, but consider the school for the school and the academics as well. So they wanted me to be happy wherever I went. I remember visiting Clemson and I loved it a lot. Then soon after, I visited the University of Tennessee, and they offered me a full scholarship plus more money, which to me being in 8th grade was very exciting. And I took that for what I thought it was and told my parents that I wanted to go there right after I left. And my parents made me aware that they hadn't seen me play that often or that much to really like know me as a player and how I play and my style, and like that I would be a good fit for the team. They weren't really invested in me as a player. I realized they were trying to fill like their roster spots. And my parents helped me realize that I needed to list pros and cons of each school before I made the decision, and to pay attention to the coach's interest in me as a player and my development, not just who I'm interested and where I see myself. Every time I visited UVA, I fell more in love with it. The soccer team, the culture, performance, and playing my style. The campus was beautiful, obviously, and the academic quality was up there as well. I knew I wanted to play at a high level and also continue high academics. But the coaches kept in contact and showed true interest in me as a person. which I was really excited about. And I listed the pros and cons of each school and ended up realizing that UVA had been the place for me all along. And when it came down to like my top three and picking the right place for me, I was definitely very overwhelmed and didn't want to make the wrong choice. But I met with a coach from back home, talked to her. I remember getting a little bit emotional because I didn't want to pick wrong or I don't know, make the wrong decision. But I ended up picking UVA and running. I remember running to my parents and actually crying of joy that I had made my decision and it was over because I was so stressed about it. But yeah, I'm glad that I chose UVA.
My other question is, have you grown up watching any Division I women's soccer games?
I mean, during my recruitment process, I definitely watched a lot of Division I games just because I wanted to see the style of play of each school interested in me. But I'd say before like eighth grade, I wasn't really big on watching Division I soccer, but definitely during my recruitment process, I got into watching. I watched a lot of UVA games because they were high on my list. I did watch Clemson. A lot of the teams I was interested in and were interested in me played each other. So I got to see how each team would play against a pretty good opponent and how they work together and see if I would fit at that style.
I was curious to know, like as of now, what have you been doing with balancing college academic work with working out and getting ready for the season?
Well, spring season is a little bit different than our fall season. So this is our off season right now,
Mhm.
but we start in 8-hour weeks, but we just transitioned into 20-hour weeks. So we Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we lift and train. We lift twice a week and train the rest of the week. Wednesday is our off day, or was our off day when we had 8 hours. Um, I mean, it's a lot to balance, but I feel like I started managing my time and preparing to come to UVA in high school. So I was already good at time managing and knowing that I was going to have a busy schedule and have even more work and classes and um, things that I have to pay attention to and be ready for and prepare for and just manage all together. So I think I've gotten really good at like organizing my time and even writing down like to-dos, like what I have to do, what I have coming up in the next week that I have to delegate this amount of time to study for this exam. And obviously our practice schedule is blocked off, so we can't have class during that time. But there are some times where I have to finish practice, shower in the locker room, and get right to class. And there are other times where I have a break in between. And that's always nice having a little bit of a break between before I start classes. But overall, I would say I'm used to it. It wasn't much of a challenge transitioning from high school to college. Maybe a little bit when I came in first semester, just because it was like a new atmosphere, a new environment, just acclimating to classes and having that busy schedule. But I would say that I was, for the most part, pretty good about time managing with having soccer and classes.
My next question is, who is the most funniest teammate?
The funniest teammate? Oh gosh. Funniest teammate. That's a hard one. Actually, I would say probably Rebecca Jarrett. She's one of my closest teammates. Um, since I came to UVA, we just became friends and were really close. And she always seems to be able to make me laugh, whether it's in the locker room or like driving to practice or just when I hang out with her. She has a very funny sense of humor and kind of similar to mine. So she always knows how to make me laugh.
So what is your second favorite sport to watch on TV?
To watch, probably football. To
Mhm.
play, probably basketball, but to watch, I would say football. I don't know that much about it, but I'm learning. My boyfriend's actually on the football team here at UVA. So from going watching his games and just watching NFL, and sometimes my commentary is a little bit funny and he laughs at me for it, but for the most part, when I have questions and I ask him like what just happened, or why did they just blow the whistle, or what what happened, he tells me. So I've been learning, but it's a lot of fun to watch.
Are you going to follow the conference tournament next week?
The
The men's
Oh, March
Virginia basketball
Madness.
team. Uh, it's the tournament before March Madness.
Oh, yeah, I'll probably follow it. Support UVA, but I actually haven't been to a game this year. I've been focused on soccer and schoolwork, but yeah, I'll probably follow along, support them.
Uh, it's been great talking to you, and I wish you nothing but the best going forward, and hopefully we can have you back on soon.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.